The opposition to House Bill 139 was centered around the claim that this reduction in benefits for an injured worker who is under the influence of drugs or alcohol would somehow be punitive to that worker's family. And that's sort of the best way I can describe the opposition, but I believe that it's a personal responsibility question because it wasn't the family that made the poor decision to be under the influence and then at work and get injured. The other thing to consider, and this is one of the strongest arguments behind the bill, is that we also have to protect all of the other workers that are on the job site and their families, because you have one guy or one gal that comes to work under the influence and they drive a forklift and they run over a colleague who, by no fault of their own, is put in harm's way. That's the folks we have to protect. So this is really about workplace safety as much as anything else, and giving the court permission to take every case on a case-by-case basis and reduce benefits if appropriate.
And that doesn't even touch on the fact that taxpayers are paying this workman comp.
That's right, that's right. And the bill specifically protected medical benefits. So no medical benefits would have been impacted by this. This would only have been wages earned under workers' comp by an injured worker that's under the influence.
So it's been tabled. Is there any chance that it might resurrect itself before the 60-day legislative session?
It's unlikely unless organized labor removes their very organized opposition, because ultimately the members of the Labor Committee that voted to table it are watching organized labor representatives for their cue on how to vote on this, and it's unfortunate.
Were you surprised?
I was not necessarily surprised, because I had spoken to all the members of the committee before we went in, and some of them had expressed concerns that organized labor wasn't completely behind the recommendation of
Is this the first year this has been brought up?
I carried a similar piece of legislation 2 years ago that called for a specific benefit reduction, a certain percentage. This one is a little more moderate approach recommended by the Workers' Comp Advisory Council to give the judge discretion to reduce the percentage if appropriate on a case-by-case basis. I thought it was a more moderate approach. I was hopeful we could use that approach to kind of get some momentum. Unfortunately, the committee didn't see fit to move it on, and hopefully we'll have a chance to pursue it again.
You think about blasting it?
No, there are a lot. I mean, it's an important measure, as is every bill up here, but there are, I think, some more important measures we need to focus our time on. And if there's political capital to be spent, I think there's some places where we can spend it that get more bang for the buck.
Representative Roch, thank you for your time.
You bet.